Hello. Okay, so I'm going to be discussing a few things here. So it's come to my attention and my friend's attention that Chain's in kind of a shitty situation right now where like the opinions of the players is like kind of split right now between like you got some people who really like all the new changes and stuff, and then you also have a lot of people that really don't like it and want Chain to go back to like how it used to be, like regular Chain, you know? And so my friends and I are sort of definitely leaning towards like disliking all these new changes. So since nobody else is really doing anything about it, we took it upon ourselves to make a list of suggestions, I guess, on like how to sort of improve the server and sort of like compromise between the two sort of opposite opinions, you know? So like a year ago, pretty much actually like exactly a year ago, Chain was in like a really similar situation where like the server was changing a lot and there were a lot of mixed opinions on like the direction of the server and like how it should be. And we were like really starting to lose players because of that. So I did pretty much the same thing where I made like a really long list of suggestions, and it actually worked. Like Jen's actually like listened to me and like changed everything to like what I suggested, and from that point forward, like the next few months after that were probably one of the most fun periods of Chain ever, in my opinion. So I really hope if you're watching this, you actually like take into consideration all these suggestions and whatnot, because I think it would really help the server and improve it. So, alright, here we go. So, first and foremost, before I get into any of this, let me just say that making polls in the Chain Discord about anything I'm going to be talking about would be, in my opinion, extremely pointless. Because, okay, so for the past like couple months, like 3FPS has been telling like everybody to join the Discord, right? And like the majority of the people in the Discord are like really new players who know nothing about the history of Chain or like how the server's been for the past 5+ years, and they don't know what's best for the server. I think that's a lot of the reason why Chain is currently this HCF shite, because like these random kids like saw polls in the Discord about HCF related things that sound professional. They're like, ooh, let's try that out, and they don't know shit about how Chain like has always been or how it should be. So with that being said, I think 3FPS should just use his own best judgment and just use common sense to figure out that Chain, or how Chain should be, you know, instead of relying on the sort of skewed opinions of the Discord members. I kind of worded that really weird, but okay, whatever. Okay, so in order to keep this from getting super long and boring, I'm gonna leave some stuff out, but 3FPS, if you're watching this, please like click on the like the paste bin in the description so you can see like the full list of suggestions, because there's a lot of other stuff in there that I think would like really help the server. So I'm just gonna be talking about like the things that I think are the most important in the video, just to try to keep it from getting too long. So yeah. Okay, so now moving on to the main topic of this video. I'm about to give y'all like a fucking presentation right here. I won't be talking for like a long ass time or anything. I'll make sure you don't get bored. So I got a lot to say about wars. Like we can't do them anymore. Like they've always been like the event on Chain that like so many people enjoy, and it's always so fun every time, and that's like what keeps me so interested in playing Chain, is the wars. But we can't do them anymore because of all these changes, and I'll go into more detail on what specifically is preventing us from being able to do them later on, but basically it's because of the custom terrain. Like, the entire map is flat pretty much because of the custom terrain, and wars are, like, as everyone knows, they're always like at the top of like a big ass mountain in the jungle, because that makes it so much more fun. And it's just really boring when it's like really completely flat, and like the jungles on the custom terrain are like, there's so many leaves and shit everywhere, you can't even walk like through it, like you just get lost. So yeah, I'll definitely go into more detail about this when I get to like the plugins aspect of all of this, but that's the basis of like why we can't do them anymore. And it's because there's no set warp, because like whenever I'm not staff, we can still always do the wars, because we always just do it like the original way, where we just set a warp and then say it in chat. But can't do that anymore either, because there's no set warp. So yeah, that freaking sucks. Okay, I don't really know why I put this part here. I went into a lot more detail on this part like towards the end, but basically this is sort of another issue where like 3FPS is really only on during the weekends mostly, because he's working during the week obviously. So a lot of people get really bored during the week when there's not a whole lot happening, so I think there should be like more admins who are like actively hosting events and whatnot, like to keep people interested. I'll go into a lot more detail about this towards the end though, but yeah. Okay, so here's the plugins part of this. So the most important thing is just remove the custom terrain, okay? Because Chain doesn't need this. Like, people don't kite on Chain unless they're in the war zone right next to spawn. Like, I just don't see like what's the point of having this like super flat, boring terrain when like people don't use it, I guess. Like, it just makes things boring. Like, there's so many like fun biomes like on vanilla terrain. I don't know, there's just like so much more fun shit to like explore when it's like regular terrain, I guess. So yeah. Okay, I had to come back and record this because I realized I was forgetting something. So regarding the custom terrain and whether or not people want it, I know 3FPS is gonna bring up the fact that he already made a poll about it, even though I already talked about the polls and shit, how it's like completely not accurate, but so yeah, I know it got more yes votes, but I remember when he put out this poll, it was literally an hour into the map the first time he added this custom terrain, so like people hadn't even seen it yet, so I don't think it's accurate. So if anybody refers to this poll regarding the custom terrain, it's, in my opinion, it's just completely bullshit. So yeah, I just thought I'd add that. And another part of this is the world border. Like, okay, why on earth is the world border like 750 blocks? Like, I don't get it. Like, I guess it could be because like people don't, like, some people don't go very far away from spawn because there's like spawn bases and shit, but like it's just so boring. Like, when everybody's confined to the war zone and there's like nowhere else to go, it gets really boring really quickly. Okay, so next is set warp and set home. So set warp is like, that's like the best thing about Chain, definitely, because like I don't know how many of the current or like the new players actually use this command, but like back in the day, and I mean I still do this, but like it's so fun, like finding a fun place to PvP and then like setting a warp there and saying it in chat, and then like so many people show up, and then it's just this huge like event type thing that regular players can create. And that's always been like the most fun thing about Chain, in my opinion, because Like, I'm always doing stuff like that, and it's so fun. And it, like, there's never, like, a boring day on Chain when there's set warp, because there's just, like, endless possibilities. So yeah, this map I've, like, really noticed how boring it is without set warp. There's, like, practically nothing fun to do, in my opinion. And set home is part of that, too. Like, it's boring as shit when the only teleportation command is TPA. So wars, yeah, I already talked about that, but yeah, it's basically wars are impossible if there's not regular terrain and set warp. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that one. Okay, so I'm gonna sort of try to compromise a little bit. I don't want to just demand that everything that's been changed recently be changed back to the way it was, but so yeah, I think DTR is fine. Like, I don't mind that at all. I actually am starting to prefer that to power, because it's actually, like, not freaking impossible to make people rateable now, and that's fun. So yeah, I think the DTR should stay, but I just think all these other sort of HCF aspects of the server should go, and DTR should be, like, the only sort of HCF related thing that we keep. Okay, the next thing is ELO. That's, like, not really that big a deal, but, like, I don't really get why there is ELO, like, on a faction server. Like, it's not a practice server. Like, I mean, I don't really care about that very much, but, like, it's just kind of weird. Like, I don't ever see myself getting hyped for getting to, like, 2k ELO or some shit on here. But whatever. I don't really care about that much, I guess. Okay, so this is the last topic, server administration. So I think we only have 3 admins right now, and in my opinion, Fear is really the only one who really does, like, you know, admin duties all the time. 3APS, in my opinion, is, like, pretty inactive. And Julia, like, hosts brackets and stuff, but, like, I mean, not much else, to be honest. But, like, I mean, I don't really care about that, because Julia's, like, never gonna get demoted, but I don't know, that doesn't really matter. But yeah, like, 3FPS is always working during the week, and Fear is really mainly the only one who hosts events a lot, and I feel kind of bad for him, in all honesty. And, like, I just really miss doing that. Like, I took a 3-week break because I just needed one, because I've been playing nonstop for so long and I just got tired of it. And that was why I got demoted from admin. So yeah, in all honesty, I'd really appreciate it if I could get my admin back, you know? Because, like, I just miss that. Like, just coming up with some random new idea for an event, like, out of nowhere, and then doing it on the spot like that, and then, you know, just spending 2 hours doing some crazy new fun shit that, like, everybody enjoys. Like, I miss doing stuff like that all the time. And, like, wars are one of those things, but, like, I mean, we can't really do those currently. Yeah, there's, like, so many examples of that in this whole Chain series. But yeah, that is why I really loved being admin, was just hosting random events every day when there's no one else doing it, and, you know, drop parties and giveaways and stuff, and just, like, keeping people interested, I guess. That's, like, what I love doing, and it's, like, I really miss being admin. Like, I mean, there's no, like, non-awkward way to say this or ask this, but yeah, I would really greatly appreciate it if I could get my admin back. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. So, you know, the main 3 topics: remove the custom terrain, add back set warp, and I'd love my admin back. So, and in case I didn't explain it thoroughly enough, I've decided to create sort of a visual representation, sort of like a then and now kind of thing, of, like, the things I was talking about, like wars and whatnot, and like what chain is currently missing, and how fun it is, and why we should change it back to regular chain. So that's all I got. Thank you for listening. Please consider our suggestions. Thank you. Okay, that's all I got. Hopefully that made some of you feel something one way or another. Um, the full list of suggestions is in the description, so please check it out and please consider adding and changing everything that I talked about in there, because I am 100% certain it would all greatly improve the server. So, yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for listening and watching. This jungle is fucking disgusting.